flag.
Why?
Because it's free advertisement. You can build the biggest flag you want a lot of places, and they can't say shit about it. It can be taller than signs because it's a flag, which is why it's taller than the DNL Plaza sign. It's like free.
It's like, hey, look at me, not tough.
Yeah, well, you're looking at America, and then you're like, oh, look at the McDonald's sign that's slightly taller than it because it's better than America.
We need the old Trump back, because that's like my favorite Trump story is his golf course.
Yes.
He was limited in the height of his flagpole, so he just built like a mountain and then put the maximum size flagpole on top of it.
I didn't know that.
48 feet, that's the tallest one. I guess I'll put it on top of Everest. Now it's 30,048 feet. The Trumpiest thing.
Dude, that's why I kind of like rich people because they're so petty. They can be so petty. Like, I'll buy up your whole business model. I will sell diapers for a penny cheaper to put you out of business.
Ryan,
are we live?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been right.
Oh.
We started the show with you talking about a flag at McDonald's. Ryan.
Oh, Jesus! I did not get that run.
Well, it gives you a big 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right?
No, I am stuck on tomorrow at 4:36 p.m. Dave, pre-stream.
Got him. Ryan, on the show today that has started, we're going to be talking about a little funky update in the Tim Pool shooting. We're going to mention. Apparently, Russia is attacking Europe, but I haven't seen it. Grok. We have to talk about Grok and whether or not AI can apparently predict the future now. Little COVID update. It's been a while, since we talked about COVID. And the big I think the big story today is Venezuela, Ryan, because they got big plans for Venezuela. And apparently you're trying to copy Michael Phelps, literally his training diet. Apparently, what would you like to start with, Ryan?
ChatGPT predicting the future.
Okay. So this is a shared screenshot from Milo Yiannopoulos. And so Grok says this. Actually, can I pull up the actual or is it a screenshot? Charlie Kirk 31. Oh, we have lost Ryan. Shall I wait? The suspense is killing everybody. I wonder if I should wait for Ryan to come back. Ryan's back.
I'm live. It says live now. Hi.
Charlie Kirk, 31, was killed by sniper fire at Utah Valley University event on September 10th in what authorities called the targeted lone gunman attack. Then Grok goes on to say, the shooter died by suicide. Owens has promoted theories of Egyptian planes tracking the Kirk's internal betrayals and Kirk's final warnings. Shooter died by suicide.
Isn't he still alive? He's going to be on trial.
He was literally in court today, apparently. So, I guess, I don't know, does Grok... surely Grok has been corrected by now.
Well, Epstein didn't kill himself, so nearly...
Did Tyler Robinson die? Let's see if we can... No, Tyler Robinson did not die. He is the 22-year-old man accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Why did you say he died by suicide? Let's see if we can see what Grok says to this. I'm asking Grok. Yeah, why did Mecca Hitler here think that Tyler Robinson died by suicide?
If we didn't make a podcast up about the shit that happens in the world, I wouldn't think it goes on. You ever think about that?
I have. Because every once in a while, I'll be talking about something that we've talked on the show, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what do you mean? It'll be like the craziest shit, too. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, look. And I'll just, pull it up. Like, look, this is, NBC News. Look, it's their source. Holy shit. Yeah. I know. This is happening in the world as you just exist.
Yeah, I went home and got DoorDash and Netflix, and I didn't move. 7,000 calories, David. Just keep that in the back of your brain.
Grok is ignoring me right now. I simply said, why did you say he died by suicide? And now it just says searching the web 34 results.
Doesn't want anything to do with...
Let me push more. Milo shared a screenshot Twitter, you said he died. Why? Grok is just searching the web. I think there might be some confusion. In my previous response, I explicitly stated that Tyler Robinson is alive and in custody with no mention of suicide. If you're referring to a different part of our conversation,
This is something, David, that I've actually pushed with ChatGPT. I asked it, I was like, are you like my own ChatGPT, or do I share other ChatGPT brains? And it was like, your searches are unique to you. And like, it's like, okay, I understand I interface with my little trap door that you allow me into their system. But like, how much of that is talking to the next phone next to me? And like, what am I actually searching? If you're just Google searching a bunch of shit all at once, like, has OpenAI just give us the illusion that it's just advanced Google searching?
it kind of is. I mean, it's just way more powerful computing, so it can do way more at the same time. It literally is completely ignoring, skirting. It's like completely objecting, but it's not saying, "Yeah, I said that, and here's why." It's like, "Nope, no, I told you he was still alive." Okay, but like this guy shared a screenshot where he said he died, and now it's searching the web, searching users on X, searching the web. Dude, you said it. Nothing. It's just like it froze.
It's crazy. I was going back and forth with a guy today actually about how I don't even think that sometimes I don't even know what we think anymore, but like what recordings can do in the court of law.
Well,
And
it's
he's
going to be
like,
tricky
people,
with AI, don't you think?
well, I don't think we should trust recordings over people. I was like, I'm entitled to a jury of my peers, and my peer is never a computer. So,
Well, it's
and
here's
it might just be theology at this point because everything is tracked, recorded,
yeah, but
traced,
here's what's tricky though is like you tend to not that you don't believe not that you don't believe testimony, but the reason that forensics is so powerful is because it's like it's undeniable, whereas witness testimony can be disputed. So like now I guess all you're going to do is treat imaging basically like witness testimony at this point, because it's like I'll take it with a grain of salt, but if it's not all if all the dots aren't connecting, then I'm basically throwing it out.
Well, it just makes me think. Actually, now that we're here, it makes me think of that story about how the guy said that he said something and then stabbed him, but the video recording didn't have any audio.
Hmm.
Right? You told me. Is that what you told me in a text message? I believe.
I don't remember if that was
Oh,
the situation or not.
yeah, I thought that was in the screenshot you shared with me.
Well,
Anyway,
the guy who claimed that he used the N word and so the
yeah,
stabbing was justified. No,
yeah.
I think it was basically he said that, and then the jury was like, "Yep, that's good enough for me." I mean,
Hmm.
that's the gist I got. Mo, here, I apologize for any confusion caused by that earlier response. Upon reviewing shared screenshots and related discussion on X, it appears that in some instances, likely due to polling from unverified or rumored sources like Reddit threads, during fast evolving events, Grok incorrectly stated Grok. Are you third person now? Incorrectly stated that Tyler Robinson died by suicide shortly after the incident. This was a hallucination error, as AI models can sometimes synthesize inaccurate details from noisy or biased data distributions, especially in real time news scenarios where conspiracy theories and misinformation spread rapidly. Grok's flipping it back on us.
You didn't put in the right prompts, David.
The factual reality, I just want the answers. I'm just asking questions.
Yes.
The factual reality based on official report
Gaslighting, Brock.
and court updates is that Robinson is alive in custody at Utah. Okay. All right, Grok. Way to just blame it back on us.
What if he had a body double and he really died, David?
I don't know. What if? I mean, I guess there's a lot of things that could be,
Yeah.
right?
Well, fuck.
Like, I'm hearing this a lot. Okay, and here's the thing, and I've said this on the program. Weirdly on this, I'm very Nick Fuentes like, I suppose. I don't even like using the term that I believe, right? But like, as of right now, I'm pretty much going with the story that Tyler Robinson is the shooter. But I'm doing so extremely openly to all possibilities. Depending on what gets presented. However, I'll say this: the people who are just steadfast, like so ready to defend the official narrative on this is one of the things that makes me question it more. Right? Like the more you tell me, no, you can't ask questions. This is the answer. The more I'm like, well, fuck. Now I want to ask questions. Like I kind of believed you. And now you're saying I'm not allowed to ask questions. I kind of believed you, but then you said the 30-06 round couldn't exit his neck because it was so strong. I kind of believed you, but the official story was, for whatever reason, it was completely unnecessary though. For whatever reason, he had to assemble, disassemble, reassemble. Like, and it's not even the possibility that you could assemble, reassemble, disassemble. Of course you could. You could do it very easily. But why would you? It's more of like the logical, like, why would you reassemble it to hide it? You could do it. Of course you could do it. It's not that difficult to put together a 30-06. But why would you do it? Why would you spend your time thinking you have to hightail it out of there? You got to run, right? You're leaving a scene of a crime. But now I got to take the gun apart to jump off a roof. I guess. You don't have to, but apparently you're going to. But some people say he tucked it in his pant leg. Some people said it was in a towel. But then I got to put it back together. If I did take it apart, this is the FBI story. I now have to put it back together to hide it in a bush. Like, it's not the possibility. It's not the physical act of assembling and disassembling. It's the logical. I'm trying to find a logical trail of why you would ever do such a thing. I don't know. Like, okay, possibility versus logic, right? You could inscribe a bunch of messages into ammunition. It's not all that complicated. You could like laser etch and shit like that. The technology's out there. It's not all that complex. But like, would you actually do it? Would you sit there and laser etch a bunch of messages into the?
Did they say they were laser
of the
etched? It
ammo?
wasn't
Why?
like
Well, they
scabbed in
didn't
there.
say that, but like you can do that. I don't know how else you would etch it in there, but yeah, sure, you could laser etch it.
You scratch it with like a knife or a razor blade,
Sure. Yeah, it's just copper, right?
allegedly.
Sure, you could do all of these things, but like, you're gonna spend that much time to put it on the shell kit, like with the case. Like, why? What it was they're gonna be left at the scene of the crime. It's not like it's like there's no like poetic nature in that. Like, I just don't understand why you would spend your time to do that. It's like the official, the OpenAI engineer, right, who committed suicide with a gunshot to the back of his head, execution style. It's like you
Walk to his
could,
apartment after.
yeah, you physically could make a bunch of future plans with all of your friends and then order Chinese food before you kill yourself, execution style. But like, would you do it? Like, would you do it? Is really the logical. You got to
The door was
follow.
locked still,
Yeah, like, would you do that? Like, I don't know. I just don't see like I wouldn't schedule a vacation with Ryan 3 months from now, or then order some Chinese food and kill myself in the back of the head, on my knees, bleed multiple rooms. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you go through all that trouble? So like, the more people say like you can't question the official FBI narrative, it's like, I don't even think the official narrative is that unbelievable. Like, it's not super unbelievable that a radical left wing guy would want to take out Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist. Sure, of course he would. Of course he'd want to do that. But like, I don't know, all the things that don't make sense. Like, can you explain them to me? And if somebody asks questions about it, like, we have to like lambast them publicly for some, like, what is, why? You just don't like the imagery of like asking questions when a family is grieving. I get it, but like the truth still matters, right?
They made $150 million. It's $1 billion organization.
I don't even know
They're
if
not.
that's, yeah.
They're not grieving. Ask ChatGPT how much the Charlie Kirk memorial has brought in since his passing in donations or accepting private and public. Like, how much money has they made? Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk made after his death.
I don't know if that information is even going to be available.
They're involved with the government, man. Yeah, there's got to be open. I heard there's something. Mar-a-Lago was like $100 million they raised.
No, it's only 18, right? Um, yeah, let's. What are these like donations? Tickets sold 25 to 35 million.
That's one event.
No. In general, like total estimated new
Oh.
revenue for TPUSA since his. But I don't know, like
$30 million is a lot for a political campaign.
it is, but it's like one of those things like they were a successful business. It was an established, already successful business, and then this was like such a large event that brought even more eyes to it. So it's like, I don't know, you're naturally going to make some money on that, I suppose. And then I don't know if that doesn't mean
Those
you're not.
official numbers, Dave.
It's
really
all estimates. I mean, I don't like
Do you believe
your
the GPT?
reporting is only going to show up so often. But like, even
What
if they
if
did
like
make
out of 100, what if out of 18 million they spent 100 million on everybody, and like how businesses hide expenses through like
oh, sure, it's
paving
possible,
parking lots.
but but you just asked for income, right? Like revenue, not actual like profits. But I guess regardless, like I don't know what's the point. Like, so what's the point though?
I heard 100 million, so I was just.
Well, I don't. Regardless, what if it was 2 billion? I mean, what are we?
It was in response to her. It's the Candace Owen clip.
Yeah, I have that up. Is that part of this?
Yeah, it's where I got the number from.
Okay, let me bring this up.
But I'm just saying that after listening to Erica Kirk here on whatever show this is, it kind of is like I felt like
Probably
she was
hers.
kind of talking.
Well,
It was like
in the interview.
she was talking as if she was almost talking to me because I've said like pretty bad things about this woman. So
telling me to come down while we're building, I don't have time for that. Mm-hmm. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
I'm sorry, but that whole thing right there is frustrating. The idea that she does not have time. She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times, she made time to fly to DC for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India. She has also made time for an upcoming CBS News town hall sit down with Barry Weiss, which was filmed today. So Erica Kirk has time. It is not her priority to respond to the majority, to that point that people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, they made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. And we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. I want to be clear that Turning Point USA is my family. The Charlie Kirk Show is my family. Like she's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique. Oh, I'm sorry. We actually are showing a clip of Rob McCoy defending a pedophile or trying to launder the reputation of that's spam. I'm sorry. We are actually pointing to the fact that we know for certain that this person or organization is sexual deviant. That's spam. Don't you get me upset. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to be very clear here. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic, okay? If you really care about your team, answer the questions so people don't think Turning Point USA looks so suspicious. Don't try to mom the organization and say, well, mother's upset because people are coming after her kids and all of this multi-million-dollar subsidiaries. That's my children. Okay. The multi-million-dollar subsidiaries, Turning Point, like Turning Point Action, all that, those are my kids. So you.
Yeah, Marissa McDonald. Candace says that they earned $40 million at Mar-a-Lago and then over $100 million since CK passing. Yeah. Yeah, so it sounds like that, what Candace said, though, was only basically in response to Erica calling her out for making money. And, I mean, I don't know. Let's be clear. Like, all these shows make money. Like, that's literally what this is. I mean, except Tim Pool apparently is losing money. But all these shows are making money. Like, Crowder makes money. Candace Owens makes money. Dave Smith makes money. Eric, the TPUSA is making money. Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, they're making money. Like, all these people. Nick Fuentes is making money, but he doesn't have banks, so apparently he just stuffs it in his pillows. Like, all these people make money.
Yeah,
like,
what's he do with that? How's he...
I don't know, but I hated that answer. He was on Piers, and Piers is like, I don't know if Piers like accused him of being a grifter or whatever. I don't remember how it exactly came about, but Nick Fuentes is like, well, I don't even have banks. It's like, okay, so you just live without money, I guess. Like, come on. I don't know.
It's all crowdfunded, David. He
yeah.
hates communism, but he's communism funded.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I guess. I don't know. I guess I don't even understand what the point. Like, I guess the point that people are trying to make is like, because it's making money, it must be grifting. And it's like, well, these shows are making money because, like, we talked about this before, right? Like, take out Trump, take out Kirk, take out Fuentes, right? You could do all these things, but it doesn't answer the fact that Fuentes, Trump, and Kirk were all popular because why? They had support. They had support of the people. So, like, I don't know. It's not. Candace Owens isn't grifting because she's making money in the same way TPOSA isn't grifting because they're making money. They're making money because people support them. So I think they're coming out doing what they do, and they're making money because they have the support from their bases. So I don't know. I think the whole accusing everybody of grifting thing is super fucking annoying because I've heard it from everybody. Tim Pool accuses everybody of grifting all the time. Jeremy Cordings, he's accusing everybody of grifting all the time. Crowder accuses people of grifting. It's like, I don't know. Like, if you have support, are you grifting? Are you grifting if you're just reporting the things that you believe? You can grift. There's grift. I get it. I know what grifting is. I understand. But, like, I guess you would have to then try to, like, prove intent, right? If you're going to say people are grifting. And, like, how am I supposed to know? Like, in my opinion, watching this objectively, watching Candace Owens, she doesn't seem like she's grifting. She seems like she genuinely cared about Charlie Kirk. Like, they were actually friends. She's heartbroken that what happened to Charlie Kirk. And I think she's extra heartbroken that nobody seems to be asking any questions.
Let me ask you a question, David. What if the roles were inversed? If Candace was married to Charlie and acting like that, and the one running it was acting like how Erica, you know what I mean? Like I almost feel Candace is responding.
Do you mean if Candace was married to Charlie Kirk got shot, and Candace was doing what she's doing now, like asking all the questions, like there were Egyptian planes and all this stuff?
Yes.
They would probably say it was justifiable. They would say, like, man, I get it. This woman lost the love of her life, the father of her children. Of course she's kind of going off the deep end a little bit, man. She's heartbroken. She wants answers.
What do we get, though, on the other end? My Turning Point family. My Charlie Kirk show.
Yeah. And I think this probably boils down in just, again.
I said that, Dave, because it sounds like Candace is the wife. If you were to just play those and, like, instead of saying Charlie, say my husband, like if you were to dub that over and have it from Candace's angle being married to her, you'd be like, wow, man, and something would get done.
Well, you could be right, but I actually think it's not even that complex, honestly. I think it boils down to this. I think Candace genuinely has questions, and she cared about Charlie. I think Erica does not have questions because I think she very much believes the FBI's narrative, which could or could not be true. I don't know, obviously. But, like, I think Erica genuinely believes Tyler Robinson was the shooter, so she doesn't have questions. So for her, and again, I genuinely believe this. For her, it's like, fuck, who the fuck are you? Like, leave my family alone. We're trying to like just grieve, and I have some empathy for this. I just want to like mourn the loss of my husband and kind of go on and do my own thing and continue the legacy, right? As Candace is now coming up with all these theories. It was Egyptians, it was the French government, it was whatever. And on the other side, Candace is like, fuck, what's wrong with you people? Why aren't you asking questions? This doesn't make sense. And I think they both actually cared about Charlie Kirk, like in different ways. Maybe not in different ways. But I don't know. I just think it's maybe even boils down to a difference of personality. Maybe Candace is just more skeptical by nature. Maybe she's become more skeptical by nature, just like Tucker became more
disagreeable, David.
Maybe she's more disagreeable, Ryan. Tucker became more skeptical, right? When it was such a silly thing, it was like, well, yeah, Trump got wiretapped, and it's like, fuck, dude, we've talked about way worse shit than wiretap over the years. That's what converted you, Tucker. God bless you, but like, way worse stuff we've talked about. But what I mean, some people are just certain ways, I suppose. I don't know. I don't mind the fact that people are out here questioning this. I think it needs to be questioned. I think everything should be questioned.
I don't believe anything, so I guess like I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. So like, right, like, so like in this situation, Ryan, if you know whatever happened, you would be fucking out there asking questions. We are out here asking questions. I mean, I think the questions are valid. Some of the shit doesn't make sense to me. So like, and then when somebody asks a question, you just try to beat them down publicly. It's like, well, why? We ask questions about things all the time in this space. This is the one thing we can't question, really?
It's literally the space's job is to space out questions.
You can't question this? You can't question what's happening in Israel? You can't question that, because then you deny Holocaust, apparently.
You also can't ask Gronk what Gronk said to somebody else's Gronk because it's separate Gronks.
Apparently we can't ask questions about Venezuela, Ryan. So
what happened in Venezuela, Dave?
I got a clip.
Segue on this guy, dude. Where is it?
I have a interesting clip here to play, but here's the thing. We kind of vaguely talked about forever ago, right? Trump, the administration has been taking out these boats from Venezuela, and they just keep saying they're drug traffickers, right? Like they're bringing in fentanyl from Venezuela. So we're just like in open seas blowing these fucking boats up with people that may or may not have drugs on them. So that was that, right? And I thought, well, this is kind of weird, but okay, you do you, I guess, Trump.
Dude, they're just blowing up boats every day.
We're just blowing up people with boats and just, yep, there's drugs on those boats. It's like, okay, sure. But then another clip came out that said something about being involved in Venezuela because Hezbollah was there, or Hezbollah, I think. Like, there's Hezbollah sleeper cells in Venezuela, so we had to watch out for Venezuela because they're like the leading exporter of fentanyl to the United States, which isn't even remotely true, but like, sure. And then we had to watch out for Venezuela because it's apparently a sleeper cell for radical Islamic terrorists in Venezuela, apparently.
Assalamu alaikum, my friends.
I suppose like it's just a big 7-Eleven factory over there. But I saw something else.
Jesus Christ, Dave. It's almost as bad as the N-word, David. You can't say that.
No, cunt's the worst word, Ryan. I saw a clip here.
Oh my God, that's right. We figured this out, didn't we?
We did. I because of the Chinese one-child policy. Yeah. It was worse than slavery, worse than the Holocaust.
I forgot.
We did. We figured out what the worst slur was based on the largest atrocity. Which means
I forgot about that.
Yeah, which means N-word wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was, you know?
It's like 2/5 of what God is.
So here's I think the Jews got a respectable second place, if I remember correctly. Here is
dude.
The clip in question talking about what I think
is way worse because
in my opinion why we're really messing around with Venezuela.
To speak to the Norwegian people, to European people, to the Venezuelan people. I would say, to all citizens of the world in this hour, and assure you that I am very hopeful Venezuela will be free, and we will turn a country into a beacon of hope and opportunity of democracy. And we will welcome not only the Venezuelans that have been forced to flee, but citizens from all over the world that will find a refuge as Venezuela used to be decades ago. And as I mentioned, well, Ana Corina read yesterday, I believe that our experience in Venezuela conveys to the world a testimony that certainly in order to have peace, you require democracy. Democracy is the system that enables peace in a society. But you cannot have democracy without freedom. And freedom is an individual decision, a rational decision. And it's some of these individual conscious decisions that bring that collective ethos that creates the force, the strength, and the courage to fight for freedom, to defend it when you got it. And that courage comes from the things that truly matter in your life.
First of all, the clip's a little bit longer, but first of all, I wholeheartedly reject the idea that freedom is simply an individual's decision.
I don't think it's rational to want freedom.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
Tim
It's not.
Pool fucking is tucking tail after one encounter with somebody.
It's not about being a decision. We talked about this before. Like it's literally, it's like divine intervention. Like freedom is bestowed upon you by the same God that created you. Like it's not. You can choose to not be free, but I don't think you can choose to be free. Like you are free, and then we choose not to be. Like any amount of non-freedom that we have was a decision. It started with the roots in free. We started free, and we have made ourselves less free over time.
Amen.
That's the decision.
Also, who's this guy? Is this a Norway? Why is she at Norway?
Individual.
She's in Norway to discuss Venezuela accepting democratic.
Yeah, globalism's weird, isn't it? Like just like on the
I mean,
whole,
this guy
globalism
hasn't
fucking
broken
weird.
eye contact. He literally looks like a fucking vampire
He probably is an actual vampire.
and wants her to suck him off, dude. Look at him. It's like a
no
piece of
chance.
meat.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know what she was
Dude,
like.
he's
30
10,000
ago.
years old, David. There's all the chance in the world.
That's true. That's true. She's very young for him.
Things that you love. And when you feel that those things are most in danger, then the courage increases. That's why
I want to say this before we get to the end, so it's just like relevant. It's crazy that they destroy families and then we elect women to sell our freedoms. It's like the ultimate eatable mother symbolically, like in your face, that like we're going to use women because you don't know what like male strength and leadership looks like as a society, because we have shitty men that lead.
He's still staring at her.
He hasn't broke out. It's kind of creeping me out. I'm not even there. This dude is looking individual right at her neck. Suck the shit out of that fucking. He's gonna bite that shit and everything, dude. Vampires might very well be real, David.
I am convinced that peace ultimately is an act of love. And that's what brought me here. The love of millions of Venezuelans for our country, for freedom, and for our children. And I believe there's no other generation in the history of Venezuela that loves more freedom, our family, and our soul, our territory, the possibility of actually being in your homeland, moving freely in your homeland, because we have lost that. And as I mentioned to you, the force that brought this country, our nation together, was this longing that we want our children back home. And we will not stop.
This lady must be like the Kamala Harris of Venezuela. Fucking
What's
word salad.
what's the child of our country? Like, they're not like exporting kids, are they? Or and to your further point, David, with Trump blowing up ships from Venezuela from Islamic terror, like, is that the? I'm assuming that's the greasing the skids to get globalism, democracy, socialism, whatever the fuck. We're gonna go nation build Venezuela.
Bingo.
Until they do that, and we give them a country in which they can live with dignity,
I've seen this one before, dude.
with justice, and the responsibility that comes with freedom. So we have great admiration
Responsibility.
for Norway's institutions and democracy. We shared benefits that nature has given us, and we admire the way this society has used them on behalf of your people. Quite the contrary of what has happened in Venezuela. So we have to learn, and we have used Norway as an example several times during these decades. And believe me, we will turn Venezuela into that energy, technological, and democracy hub of the Americas. And we count on you. And I long for that day, and we will host all of you in a bright, democratic, and free country. And it's going to be soon. So thank you very much, and very honored and grateful to the Nobel Committee for this recognition to the Venezuelan people, to a great movement. I'm just one of that millions of people that form it. And I do believe it is a recognition to democracy as well. So thank you very much.
Well, goddamn, boys. We're going to Venezuela so we can nation build and make it a technocratic hub of society.
A democratic of the Americas.
With my family and freedom, individual courage.
She said democracy so many times, it makes me think we're not getting democracy.
And family.
Probably less family.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
it sounds like we're all going to nation build in Venezuela. Why? And I wonder what is in Venezuela. Like, they got to have some form of
Trump hunt. I want the thick Latinas.
Give me them big booty Latinos, preferably from Venezuela.
Coke and Latinas.
By the way, U.S. is preparing to intercept additional ships transporting Venezuelan oil, also, which is probably unrelated. But yeah,
Venezuela has oil, huh?
Well, we're gonna tear down their resources. We're gonna try to nation build. I don't know. It sounds like what we did in Iraq, Afghanistan,
Palestine.
Yeah. It sounds like what we did in the Middle East. We're just Libya, Syria. We're just gonna start tearing it down to shreds. We'll maybe get a civil war here or there. We'll try to overthrow the government. We'll install democracy.
What if the Venezuela have nuclear missiles and that's why they're getting involved? They just want to make sure.
No, right? No, 20 years from now, we're going to read stories about Venezuela having nukes because that's the path that's going to happen. And then they're going to say that Venezuela is aggressive because they've designed nukes. But then we're going to be like, well, Ryan, I seem to remember history, and we kind of did tear their country apart, and now we're supposed to pretend that they're aggressive when really they are just trying to survive. So, yes, Venezuela is the new Middle East.
Can you look up the total natural resource value of the country of Venezuela, including like precious metal, rocks, oil?
Total, okay. Of
like the minerals and natural resources, food production, tourism.
All right, let's see. Ooh, Venezuela possesses some of the world's most abundant natural resources. That's interesting. It's almost like the Middle East. Let's see here. Well, I got a lot of gold there. Venezuela is $850 billion in gold. Oil dominance.
$850 billion.
$14.3 trillion. Fuck, it's half our national debt. Should buy it and sell the whole bitch off. Wait, hold on. Resource oil, 303 billion barrels, $22.7 trillion in oil. $600 billion in natural gas, $850 billion in gold, $200 to $300 billion in iron ore, $100 to $200 billion in diamond and coal and other materials. But it says 14.3 trillion total, but it says it has 22.7 trillion just in oil. So where does it get negated?
Maybe they count oil different.
They count it as a negative number.
It's carbon neutral.
It's money neutral.
The carbon score.
Yeah. So anywhere from 14 trillion to 30 trillion if my math hits right, but a lot. Venezuela's worth a lot of fucking money.
Can you do the same numbers for Ukraine? Just for analytical sake.
Ukraine.
I would also do Palestine as well.
What about for Ukraine? Ukraine's just got wheat. They don't have anything, right? They just make bread there.
Bread and potatoes.
It's basically Ireland.
The Eastern Ireland.
Holy fuck! Ukraine has $9 trillion in coal. That's crazy. Hey, that's a very similar number. 14.8 trillion. The occupied Palestinian territory is worthless. $500 to $600 billion.
Can you look up the history of its worth? Has it ever been worth money?
Well, that's gonna be tricky because historically it didn't really exist.
Ain't that weird? Just fell off the map. There's no natural resources in the Middle East.
Well, there's lots of them.
Because that picture before they blew everything up was obviously very worthless.
Well, it was probably worth a lot more when it wasn't in shambles. It's fluctuated over time, primarily due to variations in natural gas and oil. And let's see.
All right. I mean, it makes sense. I'm just very.
It's been about the same. It doesn't. At its peak, it was less than $1 trillion. Yes, it sounds like we're going to be nation building Venezuela.
We'll join the service and we can make a lot of money there. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, speaking of, because you brought up Ukraine.
Future segue.
Where is the NATO chief?
Said segue sidewalk, dude. Amazon sidewalks.
We got to talk about 7,000 calories still, and I want to play this Sean Ryan clip I have, but it's kind of lengthier, so we're probably blast through this Russia thing real super fast. But I mean, we're talking about nation building, so it seems like relevant.
Because at the end of this first quarter of the 21st century, conflicts are no longer fought at arm's length. Conflict is at our door. Russia has brought war back to Europe, and we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured. Imagine it, a conflict reaching every home, every workplace.
That sounds like a world war, right?
Destruction, mass mobilization, millions displaced, widespread suffering, and extreme losses. It is a terrible thought. But if we deliver on our commitments, this is a tragedy we can prevent.
If we...
To protect 1 billion people on both sides of the Atlantic.
That sounds like it's more than one nation to me.
Our mission is to protect you your families, your friends, and your future.
For the record, if for those who aren't geography majors, 1 billion people on both sides of the Atlantic would be the United States and Europe, which is multiple nations, which sounds like it would be like, I don't know, like back in the day you would call it like a world war, I think.
Something like that, yes.
Cannot let down our guard, and we won't. I count on our governments to keep up with their commitments and go further and faster, because we cannot falter or fail. Listen to the sirens across Ukraine. Look at the bodies pulled from the rubble. Think of the Ukrainians who might go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow. And what is standing between what's happening to them and what could happen to us? Only NATO.
So the whole time, the premise of this has been Russia is not going to stop at Ukraine, and that's why we must all be involved in this, because next it's going to be Poland, right? I'm assuming that would be the
Right, with their military
Right.
from 1985, David, that's super easily trickable, and they don't have enough money to even sustain a war this long, and they're going to starve them out. And they hit bridges and dams and cut off their natural gas. And
But they're not going after like Romania or right, like just Ukraine and then the rest of Europe, because remember, Ukraine is Eastern European now. Of course, it's not. I always take issue with that. I hate the term Eastern European, but you're not Europe. We've pretended countries are European that haven't been European. Like it's the weirdest thing to me. But then again, it's not that weird if you want to pretend that they're attacking Europe, because of course NATO, Ryan. Of course, we all must be involved because we could not allow such a thing to happen again.
but you've allowed it the last 3
It's
years.
basically Hitler Putin is like Hitler all over again, kind of, right? Like he's going to expand this mass dominance and crushing power throughout all of Europe, and the only way to stop it, if I remember correctly, also not a history major, but like that would involve a world war, I believe, if you were to stop such a thing. It's so weird to me. We pretend we're not in a world, like it's the weirdest thing. Like by definition, this is world war, right? Like, am I crazy? Are we crazy?
I mean, people have said I've been on methamphetamine, David.
Well, maybe we're crazy. I don't know. I'd rather be crazy and right than like sane and wrong.
Cassandra effect, David. Cassandra effect. They we Dave and I said on the program in February of 2022 that we're in World War III, and here we are. Not that I knew
fairly
anything, but it was
certain.
like it was the same joke Dave's making over and over again here, that like there's like $17 billion getting spent every day from 17 countries, and we're like, this is not a global war. It's like, but everything else is globalized, but this war isn't, even though it's globally funded. Kind of a world war.
Literally, it is Russia v NATO at the moment, and Russia has the backing of Iran and China. Like, this isn't the axis of evils, the allies, right? Like this, are we really? We really don't see it. We don't. Do people out there actually not see it? Do they really see it as a Russia-Ukraine conflict only?
Well, if they don't know history, Dave.
It makes you wonder though, like, and it's embarrassing because the amount of information that's available today, but it makes you wonder, like, at the start of World War II, like, how long did it take for people to catch on that it was a world war? Like, at what point were people like, fuck, this, because World War I had really just happened. So like at what point did people like catch on like fuck this is World War again? Like shit, we're in it again.
We fucked up. We fucked up.
We did it again. Like we said this was the war. World War I was the war to end all wars, and World War II was the war after that. It was like how did we fall into this trap again? I want to know when people caught on during World War II. That'd be interesting to know. Like when did the majority of people like shit? This is bad. It was probably when it was too late. I would imagine, right?
Pearl Harbor.
Well, for people in the United States, I'd imagine that was probably about right. Because what did people in the U.S. think prior to Pearl Harbor? That this was just like a European conflict, right? Probably, right? It's just Europe. It's just in Europe. There's this guy.
COVID.
We don't really know
COVID's
that
just
much
in
about
China,
him.
David. It's never going to come here.
Yeah, it was just over there. AIDS is only in Africa, Ryan.
The drug cartels from Venezuela.
It's only Venezuela.
It's only Venezuela.
I don't know. I feel like history is doomed to repeat itself, and we're repeating it now, and nobody seems to. It's just a Russia-Ukraine conflict. It's like but it's like all of NATO. It's NATO. It's all of NATO. Do you know how big NATO is? You know how many countries are in NATO?
Almost all of them.
It's a lot of countries. There's a lot of countries in NATO. The United States is one of the countries in NATO, and it's like literally the most powerful country in the world. Like the most powerful country in the world, and a bunch of shitty European countries, and Ukraine versus Russia and Iran and China. Well, the BRICS nations too, I think, are involved in this. So it's like I don't know. It sounds pretty global. It sounds like a lot of countries throughout the world are involved. Like to me, and I know we don't declare wars anymore, but like this seems like a world war.
It definitely. It was always a thing that was funny to us. It's just funny. No.
That was a hard R, Ryan.
I can make it harder, David.
Sean Ryan is apparently. I have a clip here. It's a lengthier clip. I don't know if we have to necessarily watch the whole thing, but we can certainly listen to the whole thing or just enough to get a gist. But I do think it's worth talking about for sure because it involves everybody's favorite pirate, Dan Crenshaw.
I want to address something directly with all of you who've supported this show and made it what it is today. On December 9th, 2025, I received a legal demand letter from lawyers representing Congressman Dan Crenshaw.
Can you pause it?
They are threatening to sue me for defamation.
Did he say some shit about a guy that's in Congress that was a veteran that wasn't true, allegedly, and he's trying to come after him for money?
Well, I don't know necessarily about the veteran side of things, but he will get into what he said actually in the clip.
Information because of comments I made.
I'm a
on
big
my
fan of this guy.
podcast about a message that he sent me. They want me to remove content, issue a public apology, and stop talking about him. I'm not going to do any of that. Let me give you full context so you can judge for yourself. What I originally said a while back, I commented on my show about Congressman Crenshaw throwing an extremely expensive party and the fact that he seems to have become quite wealthy during his time in Congress. I raised questions about how a congressman making $174.
Okay, first of all, if this is a real graphic for his 40th birthday party, that's fucking weird. Am I wrong? This is weird. Am I wrong in this? Do people do this? Do people have like these super outlandish, like weird photoshopped AI'd invitations? Like, is this a thing people do? Or do people like, I don't know, send out a text like, "Hey, we're having a birthday party. I'm gonna be at the bar." Like, what? Like, what? Is this a normal thing that people do? Am I the weird one?
Are we just used to people shitting on other people that we're okay with our congressman doing this? I mean, this is like a Trump-esque thing, right? This is kind of Trumpian politics.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I feel
is that
like Trump
blood in the foreground? Or is it supposed to be red explosions?
It looks
Dave?
like confetti. There's fire,
confetti bullets.
confetti. I don't know. I think it's mostly confetti, like
Alright.
like a smoky, fiery atmosphere with confetti. Like he blew off 2 confetti fireworks in each hand. I guess I don't know.
Kind of looks like an orgy party after.
But he's still wearing a suit though.
Well, he has no pants on underneath there, obviously, David.
Well, they probably burned alive in the fire.
His hands are very hot.
He is a liar, liar, pants on fire. Right?
Hands on fire.
Hands on fire.
Oh, dude, the hands that you sign my liberties with are on fire. Look at the devil's hands, David. Look at it writes itself, David.
It's gonna be really hard to wash the blood with those hands.
Yeah, no blood. You can't wash anything. You need extraterrestrial spring water, David, to put those
That's
out.
weird. You're gonna need some of those ET vitamins.
For $1,000 a year, can afford that kind of a lifestyle. These are legitimate questions. And to be honest, I didn't even mention Dan Crenshaw's name in that initial conversation. I just brought up the fact that he was having Steve Aoki, a major DJ, spin at his party.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's really, really fucking weird. We could probably stop it there. We get the gist. Dan Crenshaw suing Sean Ryan for I don't know, because Dan Crenshaw's super thin-skinned, I guess. I don't know.
Have you ever heard of? Do you know what DJ is talking about, David?
Yeah, I definitely believe I've heard that name before.
He's been on Rogan, but the guy is like the DJ of like house music, EDM, fucking eat Molly, orgy, cocaine, rolling, methamphetamine induced ketamine nights, and blowing Adderall and.
Sounds cool. Definitely.
So you ever see that meme that's like hell is filled with strippers, drug addicts, like alcoholics, blah, and the guy's answer is like, wow, hell sounds pretty fun.
Sounds fucking sweet, Ryan. Yeah.
Sweet, all the cool
listen
kids.
To DJ Aoki and fucking have our fires on hand. Hands on fire.
Maybe I can get 7,000 calories in there, David.
Yeah, what the fuck? What did you eat?
I got a list. This is not in any particular order. It's not in any particular order.
Yeah, I need it in order, right?
I mean, I could really do that. It might take more than 5 minutes, but I had 2 large coffees from Tim Hortons. I had 10 medium.
Wait, hold on. Do you have everything broken down individually, like what it is, though? Like what is like?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you my orders. Yeah, if you really want.
Yeah, I'm curious. So, like 2 large coffees from Tim Hortons.
All right, 2 large. I get double milk and 1.5 sugars in each of them.
Okay, so what are those calorie-wise each?
Well, they're 20. Hold on, I can give you total calories, David. 10,000. Oh, 10,000. 10 medium chicken wings. Okay, with blue cheese. I had fried pickles with Chipotle ranch, French fries. I had half a Italian sub with Italian bread and pepper jack cheese from Subway. I had half a pretzel with cheese from one of the pretzel places in the mall.
You're not even eating whole items, and you had 7,000 calories.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Cold Stone Creamery. I had a small cookie dough ice cream, David.
Hell yeah.
I also had a bag of gummy bears.
Fuck yeah.
I had a milkshake as well.
Wait, important. What brand gummy bears?
Oh, it's the Bears.
There's 2 competing.
No, the actual like the gold bag.
Fuck yes. Fuck the other ones. What are the other ones? It starts with an A, I think.
I know what you're talking about. I just love any.
Yeah.
My unhealthy obsession
is get a sour Haribo bear. Fuck, crazy.
I'll fuck up cookies and sweets and shit, but dude, gummies, Gushers, fruit by the foot. Oh, that's give me all the red 40. I had a large Charleston chew.
Okay, Charleston chews are fucking great. Underrated candy.
One of the greatest candy bars of all time. It's the chewiness thing.
Oh, I don't know. They had the mini ones, dude, and if you froze those, fucking crazy good.
Yes, the mini ones. Dave knows. I had a large Mountain Dew with my lunch, and then I had a steak fajitas with peppers and onions on like the big fried fucking.
Oh yeah, delicious.
With some rice. I also had cheese with queso and salsa, and I had a tall Sam Adams. So our estimates are like this is ChatGPT. I didn't weigh them all out, but estimate pictures included.
Sure.
About 6,000 calories to 6,300. I round up to 7,000 because I drank chocolate milk and some of the portions were
Sure.
a portion and a half. And so I weighed myself. I bought a scale that I weigh myself. I also weigh myself every time I go to the gym. So I weigh myself like 10 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to gain weight. I'm trying to get to 180 by summer and be muscular. So I've been trying to figure out how to gain weight. And I know like most people have the process of trying to lose weight. So it sounds like first world problems, and it is, but it's fucking hard to grow your body the way you want because you don't know your body till you start doing stuff like this.
Yeah, but it can be and it varies for people, but it can be very easy to gain weight too. It's just not the kind of weight you normally want to gain.
Yes.
Some people
But
can't
also,
even gain weight either, though, like literally.
Well, that's true. I would also argue that I'm a person like that unless I eat above maintenance because I have such an active life. You know, and I would wager that if you take two people, even me, and put me in a different environment, I would be just like the people in that environment. Not like I need muscle because the thing I do requires muscle, like your body just adapts. But that's neither here nor there. But so when I left the gym, I weighed 166.6 pounds. Okay. That was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, this was my 7,000 calorie day.
Okay.
When I weighed myself 24 hours later, I weighed 7 pounds heavier.
Fuck, dude.
Okay,
Holy
so like
fuck.
three or
I mean, you
four
fluctuate
of those,
a bit anyway, but
3 or 4 pounds is like fluctuation. But I ate that, like I weighed myself before I went to bed, and then I weighed myself before I went to bed the following day after eating all that, my regular day. So that's why I do it at the end of the night, is after my regular day. This is what I weigh. Eating, shitting. I normally do everything the same. I was 7 pounds heavier. I was 172.6 or something. Okay. Now, mind you, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I weighed like 155. So today I weighed myself. I actually only gained 0.7 pounds, David, from 0.66. So I weighed 167.2, 167.3. After eating and fluctuating 7 pounds in a day. Same scale, same time, same ritual. I ate a fuck ton of food. It was a rest day. I didn't hit the gym yesterday. I was playing Santa Claus. I'm playing Santa Claus today, so no gym today. So I'm resting up. I'm getting extra calories, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna go so hard that it's gonna not even fucking matter. Not to mention my day job is very exhausting. But
I've done the opposite before. I've had to cut weight before in like a short period of time, but I've never attempted to mass gain weight. I feel like I could eat that for sure, but
dude, I ate every 2 hours for 12 hours. Like all those meals were like 2 hours. I had a muffin in the morning. I think I had a donut at work too. You know, that's like 4
So yeah, this rounding up kind of makes sense, I guess.
You know, like that's like legit. Once I started like, holy fuck, what did I eat today? What did I eat today? Now I normally I try to hit 3,035 is like what I do. Now I don't measure everything, but I know enough about my body, how I feel, and what food is that when I look at a portion of food, I'm like, that's like 30 grams of protein. It's probably 500 calories. I know a half gallon of milk.
Truthfully, I know a lot of people who get like these apps and shit and get all super invested in this, but truthfully, like if you pay attention to calorie intake for like a few weeks, you get a pretty good feel on what stuff is. Like in general, like it's not that crazy. It's not that hard to get.
I know you got to look at 1,000 labels to understand one of them, though. Like it's a lot. It is kind of a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
To finally be able to just do 2 scoops, know that's about 400 calories of rice. This much chicken is 50. You know, but once you realize that, like an orange, 2 oranges is 80 calories or 100 calories, you kind of like the size thing, like what you're describing, kind of just takes over. Like a cup of rice, I think, is like 300 calories. Like one little ice cream scooper of rice, or 180 calories, but you can like round. But most of that shit in ChatGPT, if you were to really break it down, it might I mean, I put a lot of shit on that queso, the extra mayonnaise. Like that mayonnaise might be 500 calories. I
Mayonnaise
don't know.
is fucking heavy in calories.
Yeah, and I ate every bite of everything. Like I had some steak fajita, like half of the portion for lunch today, basically. But that got me 3 like pretty good sized steak fajitas and mouthfuls and a thing of rice and like queso and chips and like and a beer, like a fucking big beer, dude.
Beer,
So,
I see. I was never really a drinker, but I do think beer's pretty heavy in calories, ain't it?
yeah, the beer was 400, 500 calories, you know?
500 calories for like a bottle of beer, or are we talking like a
I
big
had
ass?
draft Sam Adams. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that still sounds like a lot. I mean, I'm not like denying it's 500. I'm just saying that sounds, man, like that. I can see why people who
People
are
get
avid
fat.
beer. I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense now because
Yeah.
you drink a couple of those a day on top of your normal calorie intake, like.
And you're not moving your body. You're actually moving your body less because technology is now more efficient.
Sure.
Food is now
Yeah,
better.
you're gonna be taking in 4,000 calories and not moving. You're gonna be fat quick.
I actually just said that. I was like, now after eating 7,000 calories, I can see how because think about it. I ate all that food and I only gained 0.7 pounds because my life, I burned that much energy. But there is people that eat that and don't. So it's like, I see if I didn't move my body the way I do, within a month of eating like that, I might have serious heart problems. You know, like really, like cardiovascular. Like I can run. I can fucking run. Like, you know, people are like, I can't run on full stomach. I'll eat while working or while running. Like I just, and I didn't always have fifth gear or I didn't discover fifth gear because I've never eaten this much food before. So it's kind of like, and it goes back to something you said about Gronk that you took it somewhere that I didn't think you were gonna, but Dave, you know that simulation shit we talked about a few months ago? I came up with this funny thing that the universe is a freestyle. Meaning that like there is no end. God knows the end, or like the universe, the simulation, the thing that we're all part of knows the end. It just can't know it until it writes it. Because if it knew what was going to happen, it would get bored. Which is maybe why we all have free will to begin with, because we are just a plaything of God's, as the Greeks say, metaphysically, or some shit. Or just like, I don't know, put them all together like I did with my simulation shit. Like I was talking to a friend about this, that if God knew what was going to happen tomorrow, he'd almost get bored with tomorrow and would make it never happen. So he kind of just focuses on today, even though he'll know tomorrow because he knows everything. And you can look at that as like symbolically, not even like literally, just think about that type of story.
Well, it's kind of like when people write like sitcoms or shows or series or whatever, right? Like they always have a pretty good idea of where it's going to go, but they don't really know the whole thing because they don't know like how long the show is going to get picked up for, right? So they might not have a plan for 9 seasons. They might have a 3-season plan. And it gains popularity, and then they're like, fuck, we got to keep this thing going, and now they're guessing because they don't really know what they're doing.
You're putting lightning back in the bottle, which you can't do. Yeah, and I almost wonder, South Park actually, I know they go about it different because they have current events, but South Park's creators actually said that instead of using like we go here and then there and then there, like that's how most people structure things. It's like we do this, then this. They do why. Like, why did Kanye get mad about fish sticks?
Yeah, well, it's also not like a consecutive like storyline, right? Like,
yes,
because you're not trying to really get from point A to point B. It's just like different events every episode.
Right, but there in itself, to connect them, you have to ask why. And then in my pursuit of understanding what they're meaning, the creative process, what makes good story, David, is the ability to just make it up. And the best way you make it up is figuring out why something exists, because you never know why. Right, so it's kind of like the story that I wrote, and then we'll get out of here. I'm not going to get into names, but I came up with this idea of like, how do I even create a story to make really to me, right? If our universe started with a big bang and produced everything, How do I do that in my own story, but not do the Big Bang like our story? And what I came up with is these two cosmic brothers, and they battled and blew up everything and made the universe. Basically in like 0.0. I basically took the Big Bang and just made it this guy and this guy's name. Boom. And then Adam and Eve, I have two people, and they birthed these animals, and then they made people. Like a hierarchy of story, just to create a story that is going to be 2,000 years after that event. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I like your Big Bang example because, like, even in the in within the theory of the Big Bang is like a logical fallacy, right? Because it's like things were created out of nothingness, but like something can't be created from nothing, so something had to exist to create the Big Bang. But it's like, how did those things exist prior to the Big Bang if everything stemmed from nothing?
And then it's like, why did nothing exist and then something exists?
Right. So like,
And
not
like
only that doesn't make sense, but like, not only how did it happen, but to your point, like, why did just nothing turn into something? And I think that's how we ended up with religion. Like, honestly, like, because like there's no lot. When you can't answer something logically or scientifically, like the only answer is faith.
Yeah, you got to have a faith that there's a reason why.
Yeah.
To keep going. And maybe back to God and where we kind of get like this future prediction simulation, whatever's the other side, interdimensional. Like maybe the reason we don't want to know the future is it wouldn't even make us enjoy the present, literally. So we all have faith that tomorrow will be a different day. So it is a different day because we literally create reality because it's a figment of our imagination, which is why we'll always be right. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble! The only podcast in human history. As always, David, I'll appreciate you the most. And I'll see everybody later.
Thanks,
and
man.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Ryan.